Hi everybody, welcome back to Midvale Minis. I'm Kat. Today I'm starting one of my fall projects. It's also going to be my very first half-scale project. So let's dive into the world of half-scale. I'm going to be making this 1/24 scale clock with shelving by Castle Crafts. And now I've got all 4 pieces put together. Next, I have to cut out this one and put that one on. Okay, it doesn't really tell you what the shelves are. I'm gonna guess that these are the shelves. If you see the picture, this is where the shelves are. But if you look at here, it would have to be one would have to be wider than the other in order for that to work. And they are the same size. In theory, what I want is I want one up here, sort of as shown in the picture. And also it sticks out a little in the front. I don't want it to stick out in the front. I'm gonna cut a little off the front. I'm thinking I'm just gonna do the one shelf. I'm gonna cut off just a teensiest little bit more in the back. And then I kind of wanted to do like a little knickknack, I guess, here, and maybe a potted plant here, something like that. So I actually want the shelf to go here. I think that'll give me enough space. Now it's a little bit more flush with the body of the clock, not sticking out as much. What about like a little teeny potted plant? I think that would be really cute on the bottom. And then like a vase or something. I don't know, something like that. Okay, gonna glue it in. I'm gonna guess adding the 1mm strip is this. These lines here. This here. This, I'm assuming that's these. I don't know. I don't know what else it would be. So we're just gonna do this. Okay, so this is actually part of the base, but I might as well cut it out now because it'll help me. The second part of the base, I'm assuming they go like this. Okay. Like that. Sort of. And then it goes like that. I guess I just cut it to size. I'm gonna cut it with scissors. Maybe that will help. Folks, I'm winging it here. Okay. So then now I'm going to take this piece and sort of measure it. I'm doing the little Gretchen's Workshop method of measuring. But she'll be happy to know I'm not using excessive glue. So I thought this kit was made out of wood, but I think it's actually mat board. I'm just going to put the teensiest amount of glue right here, just to blend those two in. Add the insert detail. All right, so the insert detail is this. I think we cut this middle square out, and then the middle square goes in, but the outer square does not. So then the only thing I have left to do is paint it and add the clock face. Here's one. Here's two. I'm definitely leaning towards three. Okay, so I'm just going to let this dry. Okay, while I'm letting the clock dry, I have another piece that's going to go into the seam, and it is extremely fragile. In fact, in shipping, this piece popped off. So I'm going to have to glue it later. I want to just paint this black, paint this whole thing black. And then this is the top shelf of the table. So I'm just going to paint the whole thing while I got my black paint out and my brush and everything else. I might as well do it now. As I'm painting this, there is a nor'easter going crazy outside. So this is kind of relaxing and calming while the storms rage outside. Another thing that I bought from the same vendor is a candelabra. It comes with these teensy tiny little candles, but I think I want to make bigger ones. I'm not sure. I may put these on, but I may want to put bigger candles on there. But for right now, I'm just going to paint it black so that it matches that table. Okay, so I painted just a little bit more in the inside of the circle there, and I decided to cut this out completely. There are no instructions on how you're supposed to do it, but I figured I'd just cut it out and then glue it in there. I think that looks good. Okay, and now whilst I have my glue out, I am going to glue my pieces here. They are dry now, and I'm just going to glue them right in. Now that I got that placed exactly how I want it, I'm just going to push that to the side and let that dry. And then I'm going to try to repair this. Some of you may remember that last year I purchased this little glass coffin from Michael's. It's supposed to be for plants or something like that, but I just thought it was so cool. And I thought, you know what? This could be a 1/24th scale project. So I thought about it and I said, who lives in a coffin? How about a vampire? So I am going to make this into a 1/24th scale vampire's lair. Let me show you some of the things I have to go in there. So this is a 1/24 scale fireplace, and I'm going to put that right there. The same person that I purchased this kit from, I purchased this fireplace screen from her as well. And it's just going to go right here. So beautiful. I love it. Okay, here is the clock. I am going to varnish this, and then that's going to probably go here. Here's the table, which I also have to varnish, and that's going to go over on this side. Basically, my colors for this are going to be black and white and red. I'm going to line the entire inside with red satin so that it looks like the inside of a coffin. And I'm gonna see how it goes, but I'm gonna try to mount it to black cardstock so that the outside, all you see is black, with the exception of this part right here. This is gonna have curtains and they're gonna be pulled back so you could see outside. And in front of that, here's my little kit, which obviously I haven't put together yet, but there's gonna be a couch. I'm gonna make this out of black velvet. Also, I would like to have a chair. That's going to be there. I'm going to make a wing chair to go with it out of the black velvet. I want to get a plant stand in the corner here and have like a fern or something. I figure that the vampire who lives here is very sophisticated and is more like the Cullens versus, you know, a bloodthirsty vampire. So he's got a sense of humor. And he's got very lovely surroundings. Here is the image from Pinterest that inspired this look. I want to make this very sophisticated. This is a stand-in rug because it's the right size, but it's not the rug I want. Obviously, it doesn't look right. So I will be getting a different rug, maybe making a different rug. And then I have this little table. And that's going to be the coffee table. And then I have a pitcher of red liquid. You can judge for yourself what it is. And then I have 4 glasses. So that's kind of what it's going to look like with that. I also have these fireplace tools, which will go in this corner over here. So the fireplace tools will go there. The plant stand will go there. I was thinking about putting like what looks like a first edition of Bram Stoker's Dracula right here. Then the chair will be here. And then the clock will be here. This half will be the bedroom. And the only piece I already have is this, which will go here at the end. I also have a pair of these. The woman that made all of this stuff, she has had these in 1/12 scale, but I asked her to do them in 1/24 scale, which she did. But I'm not crazy about how the candles look. So I'm going to be working on dolling those up, but I figure they'll probably be in here somewhere in this area. I have this grate, which I will put in the floor somewhere. And then we have our candelabra, which I painted, and that's going to go back over here. want to get some little knickknacks for this shelf and various other things. But this is going to be my project for November. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all my newest subscribers. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.